there's different, it's like ice, it's like going to Baskin Robbins.
There's 32 flavors.
Yes, there's 32 flavors. And it's just like, what's your flavor of the day?
That's fair.
Welcome to Fizz and Fiction.
You're listening to Fizz and Fiction.
Yes.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Spencer. And this is our wine.
This is my Spring Court Spritz, which is made of wine, technically.
Yeah, got some wine in there. And this is my I forgot it already. Suave Classico. I don't even know that's how you pronounce it. I picked a white that wasn't a Pinot Grigio just to like...
feel cultured.
Yeah, try something different. And it's pretty good. So if you like Suave Classico...
Oh, it's right there.
Oh, yeah.
She brought it up this time.
Yeah. Suave. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it.
Suave. Sure.
Classico. It's good. I like anything white, though, so... any white wine. Not a big red girl.
No, that's fair. This is our little corner of the internet where we like to talk about books.
Yes. Love to talk about books.
That's why you're here too, right?
Yes.
To listen to us talking about books.
Hope so. And today we're talking about my favorite kind of book.
What kind of book is that, Spencer?
Romance books.
Romance.
Oh, man. That's what draws me into reading.
Any book.
Yeah. I have an aunt, and it's not necessarily like in the book realm, but in any kind of entertainment, she doesn't really care for love stories.
Aww.
She won't, like in a TV show, it's just her last thought is the romance.
She wants the plot.
Yeah, she wants the plot.
She wants the plot.
Yeah, she wants like action. She wants like good
death.
Yeah, or like good like supernatural stuff. She does not care about the love. But I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like everything else could fall by the wayside.
I like a balance, but like if there's not love, even if it's not like true love, like love is so important to any story because it's like a human condition.
Oh, yeah. It's the most important human condition.
All you need is love.
I mean, the Beatles said it best. But yeah, so romance books are my favorite kind of books. And romance, even in, like, I guess not romancy books, the love
romantasy.
The love storylines are always my favorite.
Part, yeah.
For me, at least. Teach their own.
Teach their own.
Yeah.
But we're here for the love.
We're here for the love. But yeah, so...
oh, and we're releasing this on Valentine's Day.
Yes. So
happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday.
It is my birthday.
Yes.
I turned 32 on Valentine's Day when this releases.
Yep. At this point, she's still 31.
I am. But it's almost like, how could I not love having been born on Valentine's Day?
Right. It would be sad.
It's ingrained in me.
Yeah.
The fake holiday I was born on. You know?
It came from something.
It did.
I will say, because it's your birthday, so we usually celebrate your birthday.
Yeah.
So I'm not, like, huge on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But I'm also not somebody who's, like, Hallmark created it.
Yeah. Like,
I love love.
about it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is like, you don't have to be romantic love. It can be, like, friendship. Like, us going out, like, Valentine's, like...
oh, yeah.
Hang out with your girl. Self-love. Have a spa day. Like, you don't have to be sad because you're at home alone.
Family love, you know?
Yeah. And honestly...
dog, like, take your dog on, like, a little play date.
Honestly, the only thing I hate about it is that it's a lot of prefix menus and I want to go out to eat on my birthday. That is my only Valentine's Day complaint. As someone who's picky and doesn't want to spend $60 on a 3-course meal.
Like, I understand it from a restaurant perspective,
I do.
But it is so annoying.
It is so annoying.
It is.
And it's every restaurant.
It's every restaurant.
It's not like it's just like the fancy ones. Like, your favorite Mexican restaurant might do it.
It's every restaurant.
It's so stupid.
And it's always not what you want to eat. And it's...
well, you hate steak.
Yes!
It's a lot of steak.
Oh, God.
It's a lot of steak.
It's a lot of steak. And I'm just... if... one day... when I'm married and I have someone who takes me out, well, not on Valentine's Day because that's your birthday, so it'll be obviously the day before or after, and they're like, let's go to the steakhouse, and like they have a prefab menu for the steak.
You're like, you don't know me.
You don't know me. Oh, God, yeah. But, yeah. So I love love.
Yeah.
Love Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. We hope that you are finding love with some books today, maybe.
Yeah. Which is, probably what I'll be doing as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We should choose a romance book for our book of the month this month.
Oh, yeah, we should. Okay, so speaking of romance books.
Yes.
Do you have some favorites? Or just, it's kind of hard.
I feel like you should start with your favorites because you're definitely you're the romance connoisseur.
So
But I feel like I've actually gotten a lot of book recs from you for romance.
yeah, so I've had different eras of romance reading.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, there was a really big hockey romance era,
Yes.
which, you know, book talk, y'all just swept me away in that. And
now we're hockey fans.
Yeah, now we are partial season ticket holders to our amateur hockey league. Thank you, hockey romance books.
Cheers.
So I do love any of those hockey books, and there's like a lot of different series that I like. So like the off-campus series, if you've read those are good. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember the name of it. The one that I was telling you about, I think it's like
the one you tagged in our...
No, the one where I told you it was like the flight attendant who...
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That one sounds... I want to read that one.
The Windy City series, that's what it is.
That one sounds
because they're like
good.
set in Chicago. Windy City series, if you haven't read it, it's very good. But honestly, some of my go-tos are Taylor Jenkins Reid books.
You consider that romance?
I consider that a type of romance.
I consider that like more like contemporary.
But I count those all under a bigger umbrella.
Okay.
So like I consider like romance a big
big umbrella.
A big overarching umbrella.
Okay.
And then like you have rom-coms.
Rom-coms, yeah. Which like Emily Henry books to me are rom-coms.
Emily Henry books, Taylor Jenkins Reid books are not rom-com-y, but they're still romancy. Like they're to me a romance book is the basis of it. Whether or not it's explicit, whether or not it's, like PG, there is a love story at the core.
Which you're right. I mean, Daisy Jones and the Six, like,
One True Loves.
I haven't read that one.
Maybe in another, looking at your thing.
Malibu Rising.
I never read Malibu Rising. Like, Maybe in Another Life is also Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Yeah, that's my literary fiction. That's different for me.
Yeah, so like any of hers, I consider romance books.
Okay,
but they're contemporary romance.
Mm-hmm.
You tell them by those.
I think I have Emily Griffin back there, which is Emily Giffin. She was like one of the first ones that I really read.
Yes.
In college.
Yes, like all these, like One Day in December. I have that.
I like Colleen Hoover.
Colleen Hoover, I think, is like a different category.
Really? What do you think she is?
I think she's romance, but like I feel like
trauma romance.
Yeah.
Is that a category?
I mean, it should be. Like Emily Griffin, like any of the Something Blues, like Something Borrowed. Mm-hmm. Like I consider, I love The Love Hypothesis.
I know.
Oh, it's such a good book. Like I consider all that romance.
Yeah.
But they're just different varieties.
I can definitely say that historical romance is a big category because I have all the Bridgerton, not all of them. I have a lot of Bridgerton books.
Yes, and those are books I want to read. Because I haven't read those yet.
And I like them a lot. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just like there's different. It's like going to Baskin Robbins.
There's 32 flavors.
Yes, there's 32 flavors. And it's just like, what's your flavor of the day?
That's fair.
Because there's different facets to each of them. Because some of them, like if you like explicit love scenes, some of them have them, some of them don't. Like some of them are, they do like on Book Talk, they have like the spicy...
Oh, the little
chili pepper. Yeah, it's like, what is it? Spices. And honestly, there was a point in time where I was like, it's gotta be three or more. If it's not 3 or more, I'm not reading it. But yeah, so it's hard to choose a favorite one. I did like, because I even consider Happy Place a romance.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah, and I really liked it.
Like I would consider those like rom-coms.
Yeah, but they're all under the umbrella.
Yeah, that's my romance shelf.
Yeah, exactly.
Taylor Jenkins Reid's over there for me.
Yeah. Oh, I mean that's fair.
I think that my thing also like with classifying her differently is like romance means the main story is the like love story.
Yeah.
But I think that the Taylor Jenkins Reid books also have this big element of like a deeper like meaning to them.
That's fair.
And I think that's why I classify them slightly differently.
There's a message.
There's a message there. In almost every one of her books, like there's a point to it, and it's being told through a love story in some capacity.
That's fair. And you should read Maybe in Another Life because Maybe in Another Life is really good because it's the premise. If you haven't read it, is this girl. She is in this relationship with this married man, and she's finally had enough. And she leaves New York, moves out to LA where her best friend lives. And, like, in the first couple of chapters, she the whole premise is that she moves out there, and then one night, like, one of the first nights she's out there, they go to dinner. And it branches off into 2 timelines. Like,
what happens if?
One, she gets hit by this car.
Oh, shit.
Goes to the hospital, falls in love with a nurse.
Oh, okay.
And the second one, she doesn't get hit and, like, rekindles romance with...
the OG.
And, like, an old flame.
Oh.
And so it's literally these 2 timelines, the whole book. That's the premise.
Do you get, at the end, a resolution of which one she actually lives in?
No. And you would think I would hate that book.
Yeah.
Because I hate books like that.
She hates ambiguous endings.
Ambiguous endings in romance books are so infuriating, but I didn't mind it for that one.
I love it.
Oh.
What's that one that you really
Fade
hate?
to Black? No.
What's that one where, is it the one with Channing Tatum where it's like him and Amanda Seyfried just like meet up at a coffee shop? And it just like pans away.
I hate that so much. And okay, let's talk about this. Do you prefer happily ever after?
Yeah. I want a happily ever after.
I'm looking at Atonement on your shelf.
Whoa.
I'm looking at Atonement on your shelf. I would never even buy that book.
Alright, well, let's talk about Atonement first. Atonement, it's a great book. It is, but it's more than a love story, it's a thriller in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I think...
It's mystery.
It's a mystery, so it's like, that, I'm fine with mysteries not ending happily.
I'll give you that.
And it's got a great twist if you've not read Atonement or seen Atonement. You should see Atonement. It's great. But, happy endings, back to that. I love happy endings.
Yes.
But I hate, with a capital H,
Oh.
when the happy ending is just her getting pregnant.
Oh.
I hate that trope. Like,
yeah.
if the epilogue is her, like, rubbing her pregnant belly and her husband, like, kissing her on the cheek, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, like, that is a happy ending. I get objectively that is a happy ending.
Yeah.
But that feels like such a cop-out when, like, probably the entire story had nothing to do.
There's conflict in the entire story, and it's like, this fixes it.
Yeah, like, that makes no sense to me, because, like, that's not a resolution. That's not, like...
Anyone who's ever been around kids and a married couple who just had a baby knows that doesn't fix shit.
Yeah.
Like, that is
It's just lazy writing to me.
Yeah. It's just like...
How can we show they're happy? Pregnant. I just hate it. I hate it.
That's sorry. That's fair. It's just, like, not... And it's like...
I'm not saying it's not happy.
No, and it's like, if it was, like, incorporated into the story where, like,
She's been fighting infertility.
Yes.
There you go. That's fine.
Yes. But if it's just kind of thrown in there with, like, no context, it's like, boop. It's kind of like, meh.
Like, oh, she got her happy ending.
Pregnant.
It's like,
That's fair. I'm really big on happily ever after, you know that.
Of course.
Like, I love books. I love books that give you a flash forward.
Oh, I love a flash forward.
Because I want to see where they're at.
Yeah.
Like, give me 5 years down the road where they're just like, whatever they're doing, and they're just like blissfully happy. And
a lot of them do that. And that's what I appreciate. I think it's kind of expected for a lot of books.
Yes, I love when they do that.
Agreed. I will agree with that.
I'm here for it. I actually say, like, because there are so many romance books, it's kind of like overwhelming. And I was very overwhelmed. Like, when I first got on Book Talk and, like, Bookstagram, because it's just flood. Mm-hmm. And there's new ones every week, every month.
Of all the genres, romance is probably the most saturated.
Yes. And it is overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say it's hard for me to choose one of my favorite romance books to be one that's just... And I'm not going to say, like, it's like a fair weather kind of thing, because it's, like, come and go.
Yeah.
And because a lot of them are so good.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to say that they're my favorite when it is just, like, all come and go. So I want to say that my favorite is Pride and Prejudice. Gotta go to the OG.
That's fair.
Gotta go.
I love Pride and Prejudice.
God, it's just such a good...
I will say, have you read the book?
Mm-hmm.
I had such a hard time reading the book. Like, I
yeah.
love the movie, obviously, I saw that first.
Yeah.
Up on that shelf up there somewhere, there's a Spark Notes book on Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
I was just like, because like, I knew the story, but I was just really struggling to understand the language they were using.
Yeah. It's an adjustment.
This is hard.
It's an adjustment.
But I do love Pride and Prejudice. I think, if I had to choose my favorite romance book, I mean, I don't have a lot of romance books. I really don't.
I know, it's just a little shelf right here.
I know, I need more romance books. I think I really did love the Emily Giffin book, Love the One You're With. Like, that's on here.
Oh.
And that's probably one of the first ones that I read that was a romance book that, like, wasn't, like, I bought her first book because it was a movie, right? Like, something borrowed or whatever.
Yeah. Classic movie.
A great movie. But I think that one, if you haven't read it, is just, it has a really great message, I feel like, for love.
Yeah. Because
I think the premise, if I remember right, I could probably read the back of the book if I wanted to, but the premise is basically, like, she's with someone, love the one you're with, and this, like, photographer dude, I can't remember if she, like, already knew him or what, but comes up, and she's, like, contemplating leaving her husband for him, essentially.
What?
Yeah, and, like, it's about her, like, trying to decide, like, who she is in the marriage.
Yeah, at a crossroads.
Yeah, and I just remember it being, like, very, like, there's
good takeaways.
There's a Instagram post, if you scroll back far enough, back when Instagram was, like, pictures of coffee, of a quote from that book.
Oh,
yeah.
Love it.
So I feel like I have to, like, pick that one.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good to pick one where you can kind of go back and you can remember some of the takeaways.
Yeah.
Because some of these books that are, like, romance books I read, I'm like...
Money.
Yeah, it's just...
They're for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Which is fine.
Oh, yeah. There's a time and a place for different kinds of books. And I will say, I expect different things when I read, I guess, when I'm reading different kind of romance books.
Yeah.
So if it's a one-off...
Yeah.
Like, if it is just a one and done, I don't want a slow burn.
Instant connection.
Yes. Like, I want
instant.
Yes. But if it's like a series that I'm reading where like love is just, it's not necessarily a romance book, but love is just like one of the many facets, I'm okay with a slow burn.
Yeah, I like slow burn. But I think there has to be a lot of other plot around it, though, if it's slow burn.
Oh, yeah, because then you're just bored.
Yeah.
You're just like, what are we doing here?
I will say I've been really impressed with the rebrand romance books I've gotten in the last decade. Like,
I know.
No more Fabio, Rip Bodice, like, covers. They're
fun covers.
They're fun covers. People could read them on a train if they wanted to.
One of my favorite just one and done ones that just has like I like the love scenes in it is It Happened One Summer, and it is just like a really fun cover. It's just, it looks like a rom-com cover, but I guess it is kind of rom-com-y, but it's like also like a couple of chili peppers.
Oh yeah, that book, someone on TikTok was like, oh yeah, I saw a kid buy this because they thought it was like, because it looks innocent on the front.
That's fair.
And it was not innocent.
I mean, like, you should be looking at what your kids are buying in Barnes & Noble.
My mom used to not let me, like, I distinctly remember wanting to buy Gossip Girl when I was in middle school. My mom was like, what is this? And it's in the YA section, but she flipped open the book just to, like, check it out, and, like, happened upon, like, one of those sex scenes, basically, that are in those books.
Yeah.
And she was like, you're not reading this.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine, but I bought them later, but...
I read it eventually.
But I was like...
Do you remember those It Crowd books?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those things were primo.
Top tier.
Okay. So, what are some of your favorite tropes?
I love tropes. I don't care, like, if people think they're tired or overdone. I love tropes.
The thing is it's kind of like, they are tropes for a reason.
They're tropes for, like, we enjoy them.
Yes! If we didn't enjoy them, people wouldn't buy books.
Like, you put them in there because, like, we want them.
They're tried and true.
And if you don't like a certain trope, then that book's not for you. I do have a big problem with that. I'm like, people are like, this book's bad. It's like, no, it's just not for you.
Exactly.
It's not for you.
Because there are some romance books, and that's why I love, like, reviews on Book Talk and Bookstagram so much.
Yeah.
Because they're like, hey, this is what it's about, and if this isn't for you, it isn't for you.
Yeah.
Because there are books that I've seen on there where I've gone and I've, like, looked at, some of their tags and whatever, and I'm immediately like
turned off.
That's probably not going to be for me.
Yeah.
But people love it. I'm like, good for you.
Yeah.
Like, you do you.
Yeah, that's for you.
Yeah.
So I love tropes, and I think it actually makes it easier to find books you like if you know the tropes that are in there.
Yes.
So I think I'm just gonna like list. You probably have some of the similar ones, but we can start with one bed trope.
Oh,
love one bed trope.
I mean,
there's only one bed.
It's a classic. I'll just sleep on the floor. No, don't be ridiculous.
Don't be dumb. Or like they
just one night.
Or they saw on the floor, and then it's like too cold.
Yeah.
No, the Serpent and Dove. We just talked about Serpent and Dove.
Oh yeah.
And she I think she crawls onto the floor with him for a minute, doesn't she?
It was like after I can't remember what happened that day. Something traumatic happened that day. And she just like, I just need you need the
connection. Yeah. So I love one bed tropes.
Oh yeah. Here for it.
I also, I There's so many good ones. I love, like, the touch her and die, like, or, like,
where is she?
Not that
Who did this to you?
Who did this to you? Like, you run, you find her and she's just, like, bleeding slightly. And
And
like,
you want to...
murderous rage.
Yeah, like, there's just rage overcomes them, like, their whole entire body, and they will not rest until
that's dealt
justice
with.
Justice prevails.
Oh, I love that one. Or just from yours. We can go back and forth. I don't think all the good ones.
I love enemies to lovers.
Of course.
But not like... I love a true enemies to lovers.
People get so up in arms about the true enemies to lovers. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Okay, so and it's not that I like both, but I just like one more than the other. So like, I like a true enemies to lovers where they actually hate each other at the beginning. There's no miscommunication. Like, but I like
You're like a purist.
Yeah, like, and I like the ones that, you know, it's like, oh, he actually loved her the entire time. Like, enemies to lovers. That's, like, kind of like in The Hating Game, which a book I really like, where he, like, kind of he loved her the whole time, and she didn't realize it. She just, like, thought he hated her the whole time.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like how Bridgerton is. Bridgerton is, too.
Yes, but I like, and, like, that is a version of enemies to lovers that I don't mind, and that I like. But I love a true, like, we fucking hated each other.
What? Okay, so obviously we just read Serpent and Dove, and that one's a true enemies to lovers.
Yes, and I love it.
And I do love it. But what's another one? Give me another one.
Aelin and Rowan. They did not like each other.
I don't. You consider them? I guess they are.
I consider them a true enemies to lovers. Maybe not on a scale as grand. But...
because he was forced to help her.
But when they first met, they did not like each other. And it wasn't like... again, it wasn't... like, I guess there's a scale. Because in Serpent and Dove, like...
they want the other one dead, technically.
Yeah.
Unknowingly.
Yeah. But like in... for Aelin and Rowan, like, they just don't... they do not like each other.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of another one.
Because I think that's a lot more common than the other way around.
Yes. The other way around is much more common.
And people, like, I see on BookTok people being like, that's not enemies to lovers. That's not enemies to lovers.
Oh, yeah. So I'm not, like, I'm not that nitpicky.
Yeah.
Where there's versions of enemies to lovers.
Okay. That's good, at least. That's
yeah.
I
don't like all versions of it.
Yeah.
But I just have a preference for ones that, like, truly hated each other.
I know you didn't like it, but you read Cruel Prince, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I need to reread it because maybe I just wasn't like in the mood.
I will say the first one it gets better.
Yeah.
But they are like that is one where I'm like, y'all genuinely like do not like each other.
Yeah.
And like kind of want the other one dead.
Yeah.
You have to want the other one dead for it to be true enemies to lovers.
I agree with that.
That is I think the bar.
That's fair.
For it.
That's fair. But yeah, I love enemies to lovers. What are some other ones I like? I can think of one I don't like.
What?
I don't like, I don't really like friends to like lovers. It's not my favorite. I don't mind it, but...
yeah, I would agree.
It doesn't really do it for me.
It's kind of like...
it's kind of like, oh. It's not exciting at all.
No.
And I'm sure there are some exciting ones.
But a great example is why I hated People We Meet on Vacation. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry.
Yeah.
It's friends to lovers. Second chance friends to lovers. Which I also don't really like second chance romance either.
I'm not a big second chance romance either.
No. I think the only exception... there was one that I read the other day The Happy Place, yeah. That's the only one I would say I like.
Yes.
She does a lot of second chance.
Maybe that happened in her life.
Maybe. But I think that it's just like... why now?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, oh wait, couldn't happen then, but it can happen now. And I'm just kind of like,
yeah.
It's just, it doesn't do it for me.
And that's why I'm not Team Gale.
Wait, what?
I just played you. You love Team Gale.
Gale?
From Hunger Games?
Oh. I thought you were saying Kale, and I was like, why are you saying...
Kale's not a friend, but...
oh. Okay. Fair. But to be fair, it wasn't even that it was like Team Gale over PETA. I just hated PETA. Like, I just hated him. Oh,
Love triangles?
no, but enemies to lovers, 4 and...
Oh, 4 and Tris.
Yes.
Yeah.
They did not like each other.
They did not.
That
no.
was not a miscommunication. That
no, he was like, why are you here?
Yes. Oh, Zayden and Violet.
Also, okay, that's the key. Is they have to want you dead.
Or at least wish you harm.
Wish you bodily harm.
Wish you bodily harm.
That is a true enemy to lover.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the key.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I love the journey. I love the journey. Oh, man, I do.
Would you consider Risa and Feyre enemies then?
No.
She hates him.
She hates him. It's gotta be two-sided.
Okay. They both have to hate each other.
It's gotta be two-sided.
Okay.
Because his is like...
a lie, kind of.
He knows.
Yeah, he kind of was like...
Yeah.
almost tricking her. He wanted her to hate him.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like, it's not true if he like tells her flat out. And it's like, I knew this then.
Yeah.
It's just...
manipulative, kind of.
Yeah. He has to let her come to it in her own time.
What do you think about love triangles? I don't like love triangles.
I hate love triangles.
I don't like them.
I'm not a fan.
They were so big for so long.
Yeah, I'm just... I mean, it's always just something where... like, how are you in love with two people?
Well, we watched The Bachelor.
But they aren't real. Are they in love with any of them?
They're in love with themselves.
It's just, you're in love with different pieces of different people, and I get that. Like, I don't think
or
you
just want both.
Yeah, I think it's very much like, I want to have my cake and eat it too.
Yeah.
It's people not, like...
committing.
Yes, and being... I just think they get all messy and kind of... I'd rather see a love progress between two people and like different... I mean, I get it. It's like a trial and tribulation, like to have like another person. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's just... I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, one trope I do love is fake dating.
Fake dating.
Oh, here for fake dating.
I more so like watch those. I feel like I don't really read any books like that.
Love Hypothesis is fake dating.
I forgot they were dating in that.
Yeah, she just like comes up to him and it's like
kisses him.
Yeah, like I need you to be my beard.
Okay, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah, fake dating. I love fake dating.
I like fake dating.
Fake marriage, anything like that.
You're like forced proximity, basically.
Yeah.
You're forced to be near each other.
Yeah. And
therefore you fall in love with each other.
Yeah, I do. I love a fake dating.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't think it's some other ones.
Oh, there was one I saw the other day.
Google some.
Oh yeah, Google one. There was one I saw the other day about like it's like a microtrope, I guess, but it's like where the girl gets hurt and the guy like comes and like helps like dress her wounds, or the other way around, like where they have to like take care of each other.
Oh yeah.
So sweet.
Okay, enemies to lovers. Never
check.
Second chance. Oh, forbidden love. I like forbidden love because I would almost consider Serpent and Dove.
Yeah.
Forbidden love.
I know you haven't read From Blood and Ash.
Oh, it's on my TBR.
That one, and I think also King of Battle and Blood are both kind of like forbidden loves.
Ooh, Amnesia.
You know, it's funny right now, I know you haven't read it, but the A Curse for True Love book that I'm reading, it's like the last book in the series.
Oh, yeah. I haven't read any of that yet.
She has amnesia in this third book.
What?
Yeah, so it's like probably one of my first times reading Amnesia.
Oh. I've read Amnesia fan fiction.
What is it based on?
Oh, it's based on Star Wars. I've read ones where Rey gets... These are ones where Kylo Ren and Rey...
I love Kylo Ren and Rey.
...are in game, as they should have been. They did them so dirty.
I know.
They did Kylo Ren so dirty. I will die on that hill.
That one kiss. As he dies.
Ugh. I will never rewatch this movie.
Oh, I still watch them.
Ugh. But, there's, like, different fan fiction out there, but one of them, like, one of the ones that I've read, is, you know, he lives, obviously.
Mm-hmm. But he has amnesia?
No. He's not necessarily, like, light side or whatever, but, you know, they're together. They come out of, the war, and, you know, they're building building whatever kind of government, blah, blah, blah. But they're together and they've moved past all that, and then something happens, like some accident happens, and then she gets amnesia, and then she just remembers him from when he's Kylo Ren, but like they're married, and he's like, I can't do anything, and he's like willing to just like lose her. Aww. Because she just remembers the monster he was. Oh, they're enemies to lovers.
They are that we didn't actually get. They squandered a true enemies to lovers.
Oh god, those writers need to. Okay, Secret Billionaire. I don't think I read anything like that.
I haven't. Oh, no.
Love Triangle, me. Forced Proximity, love it. Fake Relationship, love it. Grumpy Sunshine.
I like it and love Hypothesis, but I don't go crazy over it. Like, people, like, are obsessed with that dynamic.
Well, it just depends. Like, a lot of the stuff that I read that's like...
It's the guy's grumpy?
It's the guy's grumpy, and I love that.
Serpent and Dove is also like that.
I think I just need a grumpy old man. Is this a therapy session?
You're realizing a lot about yourself right now.
I'm just like, man, this might be what I want in life.
I don't think I want, like, I think we're both sunshine.
That's fair.
But I don't think I want grumpy.
I think I like it. Because I'm like, I just want to challenge it. I'm just like, oh, why are you so grumpy?
Why are you so grumpy? I can see that.
Oh, here's one I don't really care for. Age gap.
Hey, it's gross.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
It's not for me.
And you know what? I think part of it for us, too, is that we look so young.
It's true.
That, like, I think that, like, we've always looked young.
Yeah. So
I think that, honestly, like, even being with a man our own age, like, might look like an age gap, and, like, that weirds me out.
Yeah. I'm just...
I don't like it. I don't like that I can't make a joke and you not understand it. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Like, I can't date a 20-year-old right now.
No. Yeah, it goes up and down.
Like, he doesn't know, like, can't relate to any.
He didn't have a flip phone.
Like, he can't relate to my pop culture references.
No, and I love talking.
We like to make a lot of
jokes.
Yeah, references.
We're funny.
Yeah. They just wouldn't get stuff.
They wouldn't. No. And that made me sad for them.
They'd see your DVD collection and they'd be like, what is that? What is that? You see your VHSs?
Oh.
What is that?
I'd be like, why? How does this work?
Yeah. Either way. I'm just not it's just like you're indifferent.
And like a lot of the plot line is that. It is miscommunication.
Yes.
It is like, oh, like, you can't understand this.
We're in different points of life.
And that's true. And that's why I'm like, these are great points. You shouldn't be together.
Yeah, you shouldn't be together.
So I don't like it.
Friends to lovers, we don't like that.
No.
This says secret baby? Is that a trope?
I've never. You guys know how I feel about pregnancies.
Is that a trope?
I guess that means like they got you knocked up, and then you're like, surprise, honey, we have a 12-year-old.
Oh.
Is that what that would be?
Yeah, that's probably what that would be.
And then they're like, oh, I love you. Like, that's weird. No. That's a no. That's a no.
Ooh, a bet. A bet trope.
Oh, I do like a bet. I don't think I've read any books like that, but I like the movies like that.
Yeah, I just think about She's All That.
That's what I was thinking of, yes.
My bet sack and my fucking bet!
You were?
Love it.
You were?
I love it. Oh, man.
Is that all of them?
Yeah, I mean, that's just like...
The main ones?
Yeah, that's the main ones.
Yeah. I mean, honestly...
At the end of the day, if you got a happy ending, like, I'm gonna be entertained by your book.
Yeah.
Regardless of trope. There's just some tropes I prefer.
It's just some tropes where you're like, know that you're in for something that you'll like. Because there's a lot of books out there that you read that you're like, will I like this?
Ooh, here's a good one. Best friend's brother or sister.
Oh, I do like that one.
I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
I love that one because I can relate so hard.
Did you have a crush on someone's sibling?
I mean, this was like when I was young.
Yeah, of course.
Like very young. I mean, I have an older brother, and like when I was 10 years old, you're just like, oh, like all unicorns, rainbows. Yeah, he was in high school.
Oh, high schooler.
Yeah, so I just like, and it wasn't anything like scandalous, like kind of whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I just thought his friends were so cute.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, they're so, like, they're just.
And if they had showed interest in you, you would have felt like so cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's more of that. Because I was 10.
Yeah, you weren't, like, gonna do anything.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. It was, like, just more of a very, like, wide-eyed romance of, like, oh, look at these cute boys.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, but yeah, best friends, brothers, best friends kind of thing.
Because you always know, like, what the issue's going to be is, like, your friend's going to be pissed.
Oh, yeah.
But that's fine, because in the end, you get the man.
Exactly. Get over it.
And then you get your best friend as a sibling, probably.
Exactly.
In-law.
Yeah, you should love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I do. I like that trope.
I was the oldest, though, so I didn't have anything like that in my life.
That's fair. That's fair.
How can tropes go wrong?
Oh, yeah, that's what Google says. Yeah, we're not big on second chances.
No, we're not big on second chances.
No, we're very...
You get one.
One and done. Oh, yeah, I guess those are all good tropes.
Yeah.
Okay, so, love scenes.
Love scenes.
Do you like explicit or non-explicit?
So
What's your chili pepper range?
I think, first of all, I'd like to say that it depends on the book.
That's fair.
Because there are books where I'm like, fine not having...
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah, the tone isn't there for it.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't...
There's, yeah, and like you said earlier, like, I think that there's a mood also reading, like a mood reading.
Yes.
Where you're like, I'm in the mood for this kind of book.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, like, experience this kind of, like,
yeah,
graphic detail or not.
Yeah.
So I would say that I can go anywhere from probably, like, I'd say 1 to 4, because there's some 5 spices out there that I, like, don't think I'm ready for yet.
Yeah.
I would say.
And it also depends on the writer, because...
Oh, I can cringe in some books I read with sex scenes. I'm like,
this isn't... It's just, like, stilted. I don't know what the best... It's just, like, you just tried to make it as spicy as you could without any flow.
Or, like, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
Like, have you ever... Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It just feels wrong.
Yeah, no.
Or if there's, like, an overuse of, like, certain words.
Oh, yes.
And, like, you can tell, like, when authors, like to use certain words.
Yeah.
I'm just, like, I'm trying to look past this right now, man.
Yeah, it really does. It depends on the writer. Because if, like, you can write a really good scene.
Yeah.
That's, 5 chili peppers, then I'm all about it. But, like, if it's just... It's almost like if it's taking me out of this book where... Okay, it's been great, and then it's just like this scene is just kind of, it doesn't flow, it doesn't fit. It's just...
Because a lot of the good ones that do spice right, I think, have been, like, laying the groundwork of, like, them thinking about each other, like, that way.
Yes, there's tension.
There's tension. There's, like, them having, like, thoughts around what they would want to do. But if it's just,
and
like...
then it comes to fruition.
But if it's just, like...
Thrown in there.
out, and then, like, now
Bam!
Now a banging, like, that's not fun for anyone.
Yeah.
Well, not fun for me, at least.
Yeah, no.
Is that kind of how you feel, too?
I'd agree. Yeah, you have to build to it. You can't just be like... Even the books where, like, one-off books where I want it to be, like, spicy because it's just one-off, so I don't want a slow build. Even if I don't want a slow build, you still have to have some build.
I still need the story.
Yeah, like, I still need to see the tension. Like, I still need to see, like, it come to this. Like, I can't just...
I have to care about the characters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I have to care that this is happening.
Yeah.
Like, it can't just be like, oh.
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's not fun for anyone.
But I do. I mean, with that said, if it's good writing, I love a good, like, 5 chili peppers. Here for it.
Yeah, because we know some people that, like, are not about that, which is fine. Like, they just, like, skip that piece.
Yeah.
But I do think that, like... And I guess... You also have to, like, have the person that can write where, like, it actually matters to the plot.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So, like, back to fan fiction. Some fan fiction that I read that's, like, explicit, they'll have chapters that they're like, if you don't want to read, like, anything spicy, just skip this chapter. And I'm like, but it should be part of the plot.
Yeah, and I will say a lot of books nowadays come with trigger warnings.
Yeah, which is fun. Cool.
Which I think that's, like, the right thing to do. Like, if you feel like I wouldn't write a book where it doesn't make sense to the plot, but if you're worried about someone being able to read it, I would just, like, add a trigger warning.
Yeah.
Which I think is respectful. Like, I don't have a lot of trigger warnings personally, but I know there are people out there that do. And, like, some of the stuff would, like, make them have a panic attack. So that's totally fair.
Yeah.
If you, like, don't want to read that kind of, like, graphic details for those reasons.
I saw a TikTok, and it was a girl who had, and she had read, I can't remember if it was Fourth Wing or Iron Flame, but she had basically, like, gone through the book, and, and she had highlighted all of the like chapters that had
sex in them,
and it was just like noted them. And I was like, okay, now I can recommend this book to my, this group of people who don't like it, and they can just skip these chapters. But I'm like,
I think Fourth Wing's a great example though of like it mattering to the plot.
It matters to the plot. Yeah.
Like while they're having sex, like they're talking.
Yeah, it's part of their development.
Yeah.
It's not just like thrown in there willy nilly.
And I think, and like that one's not the spiciest of things, right? No. So it's like I don't think that like.
I think you're right. Where it's like read your trigger warnings, and like if it's just like too much, then I feel like you're doing a disservice to the book.
Yeah.
If you're not taking that development.
Yeah. Like it's still if you feel like the whole book. If you, not that you can't handle those specific scenes.
But, like, if it's just not your cup of tea.
Yeah, but, like, I don't want you to be, like, left out of, like, a great book just because you can't bring yourself to, like, read those parts. Like, I get what she was probably trying to do.
Yeah.
But just, like, understand that the sex scenes are more than sex scenes, I guess.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I think it's, like, they're love scenes.
They're love scenes.
Yeah, and books like that, they're love scenes.
Yeah, yeah. There are books where they're not.
Oh, yeah.
But in books...
Stay clear.
I like romantasy in general.
It's a lot of gray. It's so much gray area.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much gray area.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much to each their own.
Yeah, but our own is spice.
Bring it.
Give us the spice, please.
Okay. Let's talk about expectations for romance versus real world versus like fictional world.
Let me top off my drink for this one.
Oh my gosh. Because, I see all kinds of like book talk and bookstagram reels and stuff about my husband. Like I have this expectation and he's not a 6'5" fairy.
Which does suck for you. Or you also there's a trend right now that's like it's so hard for me to like find anyone like unless like my type, and you scroll over a page and it's like yeah. There's this one girl on TikTok that she's actually a writer now, but I followed her at the beginning. She was just like doing a series where she would like set her boyfriend up for like things that happen in fantasy books.
Oh.
And he'd like react to them, and it was so funny. But it's very. I think I love romance. I love fantasy. I love.
Yep.
I love love.
Love.
And I think that I don't think that it's warped or like harmed my perception of the real world.
There's a but there. I feel like there was a but there.
But these characters are written by women.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Like women know what they want. Men can't say that.
Fair.
But I do think that I think men have been taught their entire lives that the bare minimum is good enough to get a woman, and that is what they've done their entire lives. And so most of the men in the real world are not going to behave like the men in the books you read.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. That doesn't mean that they don't have the capacity to love
True.
And be the kind of man you want them to be.
They don't know some of these possibilities are out there.
Exactly. Like you just have to, I think as a woman...
Set expectations. You need to set the expectations.
Set expectations of what you expect and what you want.
Yeah.
And, like, work with him to see what he wants, too.
Yep.
Like, it's not a one-way street, either.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it's not fair to...
measure them against fictional men.
Yes.
Especially fictional men written by women.
Yes.
Because we know what we want.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sometimes that's not the men in the real world.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
What are your thoughts there?
I try not to let it sway my opinion of men in the real world. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a line where I'm like, you know that a lot of these characters are, and some of them are written by men. All our male authors out there.
And men can write men fine. They can't write women very well. But.
Yeah. But I think it's very much have to be cognizant of. This is not reality.
Yes. And I will also say...
like, a 6'5" beautiful man that's Henry Cavill like.
That's like 500 years old, which is also like weird, guys. We really don't want that.
Yeah, that's the only age gap I don't mind. When it comes to Akatar. But, Yeah, like, he's not gonna walk into the bar and just, like, sweep me off my feet.
No.
Yeah. Also, like, I love enemies to lovers. I'm like, I don't have any enemies.
You should make some enemies. She needs to go out there and make some enemies, right, guys?
Like,
who wants to kill me?
Show of hands. Show of hands. Yeah, it's just like, because, and I think that also probably helps, because, like, some of the tropes I like are, like, outlandish, like enemies to lovers, where they're just, like, in these situations that I would never be in.
Yeah, like, where am I gonna run into a guy with one bed?
Yeah. Like, that doesn't happen.
No.
And that's, I mean, like, and, like, the friends to lovers doesn't really do anything for me, so it's just, like, I mean, that could be reality, but, meh. So I think it's easier for me because of the tropes I like.
That's true, too.
Yeah. Because I'm like, I don't have, I mean, yeah, I should get some enemies. Who wants to be my enemy? Who wants to be my enemy? Let's start this.
Put an ad in the newspaper that's just like, Spencer seeking enemies.
Seeking enemies. Oh gosh. Anyone who responded to that, I feel like I'd get some very...
You might get killed for real, actually.
Yeah.
Is that called Stockholm Syndrome at that point?
God. Oh, yeah. I'll save that for next year, maybe.
Oh my god.
But yeah. So yeah, I think it definitely, the tropes I like help.
Yeah. We love love. We love men. Like, it's...
Oh, yeah. I mean, not to... I feel like such... I feel like a very certain type of reader. All of my favorite characters in books are always men.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
They're always the men. And and not to be...
The women.
Sometimes the women just get on my everlasting nerve.
You probably annoy yourself then.
Oh, yeah. I annoy myself all the time. But, like, I think about Fourth Wing. Violet gets on my nerves so much.
Yeah.
She gets on my nerves so much. But, like, her as a couple...
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
And I love Xaden just by himself.
Yeah.
But, you know, in Serpent and Dove, I like Lou by herself.
Oh, yeah, because she's a strong woman.
Yes.
Same with, like, Thorn and Glass. Like, okay, maybe we just, like, don't like weak women.
And, yeah, okay, yeah. And I wouldn't necessarily call Violet weak.
She's working on herself.
Yeah, in some aspects.
She's been told she's weak her entire life. It's not her fault that she is weak.
She's, like, predisposed to, you know,
that's not her fault. That's, like, her past
herself.
trauma. So, like, I like, she gets a pass there.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's not her fault.
It's not her fault.
Yeah.
And she's working on it.
Yeah, but, like, she gets on my nerves.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a lot of my favorite characters tend to be men.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says about me. I don't know what that says about me. And they tend to be like Reed Kale types. I don't know what that says about me.
I think it says that you have an authority or fetish. I don't know.
Oh god.
Have you ever considered dating like cops or military?
No. I haven't.
Well, your brother was one.
Yeah, that's more of it. Yeah,
that's yeah. You grew up there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. But you know, I do. But I think like at the core of it, it's just like I love the enemies to lovers. Like even Rowan, like he wasn't like Kale and whatever, but he was that enemy. I love the animosity.
I love the witty banter.
Like, I saw this TikTok the other day. I can't remember if I sent it to you or not.
Oh.
Where it was just like this friend videotaping her friend in a bar, obviously like berating this man, but like in what her friend would think was a flirtatious way. And it's like when your friend thinks that
this is flirting.
That is flirting.
What do you mean?
I know that's what I think.
And is that not flirting?
I know, but there's people who don't think that.
I mean, we are single, in case anyone in the audience does not know that.
In case I wasn't glaringly aware. But yeah, I do. I love the animosity.
I do too. I think that it creates a fun dynamic.
Yes.
Like, I don't want you to,
maybe I shouldn't say animosity.
Yeah.
Challenging.
I like...
You ever think it should be just like rainbows and sunshine?
Oh my god, that's like... I will say that. I hate... We're just talking about men now. I hate when men... I just agree with you. I know you don't agree with me, but I disagree with you.
With what?
Like anything. Like, oh yeah, you're right. Like
oh, with men. I thought you were talking about me. I was like, what are you talking about?
No, not you, men. Where it's just like, we just like go with it.
Oh, complete agreement?
Yes.
No, I need you to have an opinion.
Yes.
If you don't have an opinion on anything, what are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
In a book too, like if that's... And that's why And I will say, I don't mind a love triangle that's kind of like that, where it's like, it's obvious that the second love interest
is the love interest.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great. The Hunger Games is like that, where
Yeah.
it's like Gale is very much like, I'll watch after Prim for you.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you, and then
yeah,
it's like very clear that she doesn't want that.
exactly. When it's clear,
he's there, but she doesn't want it.
Yeah, when it's very clear that the love triangle is kind of not a double-sided love triangle,
Yes.
like it's only on one
It's
part
one-sided.
of, yeah, then I'm okay with it. I'm more okay with it.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, if you're just like don't have an opinion on anything, like any character that's just like, I'm like, that's not a good character.
No.
I'm just like, in life or in books. Like, have an opinion. It's okay to have an opinion.
Like your sole personality trait shouldn't be, I love you.
Yeah, obedience.
Yeah.
Or just,
Ugh.
and that's some people, and that's just not our cup of tea.
That's not our people.
And some people like that.
Yeah, which is great.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Like, maybe you're
we
more.
want to fight a little bit.
Maybe you're more well-adjusted. I don't know.
Maybe you have less trauma than we do.
I don't know what it is, but that's what we're working through in this podcast.
You didn't know you were actually also going to a therapy session today.
I mean, I feel like I've discovered a lot about myself today. Yeah.
I love it so much. And so, great takeaway from today's podcast.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot about yourself by reading romance books.
Yes. So cheers to romance.
Cheers to romance.
Love it.
Love it. Huh.
And we'll see you next time.
Happy Valentine's Day!